Hey guys, it's your boy Joe back at it again, CodingPhase.com. Your boy is backing out and did it again. Guys, listen, today we're gonna start something special, man. Today we start in Ruby on Rails, and I want you guys to come with me in this journey to learn Ruby on Rails because trust me, once you learn it, you're gonna be like, oh my god, like why didn't I use this from the beginning? Why didn't I start learning with Ruby since the beginning, right? So I already created the basically the whole course on how to learn Ruby, right? Which is on my website currently right now. I'll show you guys 1 second. Okay, so as you can see, learn Ruby backend developer master course. So pretty much we learn here everything that has to do with the programming language itself. All right. Now you go into every single thing about the language. We go deep. We go into object oriented programming. We go into how to install it in your local environment. So everything that you need to know, it's already on the website. Okay. Now, Ruby on Rails is the framework. Ruby on Rails is what we're working on now. Okay. Because once you know the language, yeah, you know the language, but now you need to work with the web. Okay. Because it's just a regular, all general purpose programming language. So you could use Ruby for anything that you want. You could even make games. You could come in and create applications. You could create command line applications. Whatever you want to do with Ruby, you can do it. Okay. Now, for the web, there's nothing better than Ruby on Rails. For the past 10 years, I believe even more than 10 years, probably like 13, 14 years, because I believe Ruby on Rails was created in 2003. And since 2003 till now, it has been the gold standard to every web framework out there. Before there was even any framework that you could think of, like it was Ruby on Rails, right? Everybody else follow what they did. Everything that Ruby on Rails does, everybody else in the industry follows it. So what's cool about it is that once you learn the framework, you pretty much could pick up any other framework out there because they pretty much all copy from Ruby on Rails, okay, in one way or another. Now, what's cool about this is, like I told you guys, everything that I do here is according to the industry, according to how many jobs are there for junior developers, how many opportunities are there for you to get jobs. It's not just like, hey man, this is my favorite language and this is what we're gonna do. No, everything that I come in here and I'll tell you about is because it's gonna be an easier way for you to get into the industry. I told you guys about PHP. PHP is huge. It's the number one language in the web. Period. There's no other language beyond PHP and maybe JavaScript because every website in the front end needs to use JavaScript at some point. But besides that, when it comes to any type of applications or any type of website, like PHP is number one, hands down. Okay. Then from there, I believe is .NET. Just to be 100% clear on this, let's look it up on similartech.com because you know me, I like to talk about numbers. I like to talk about real things. It's not just me coming out of my you know what and just pulling it out from there. It's like, hey guys, I brought you this. Like, no. Everything that I do is research. I spend like 4 to 5 hours on a topic all the time. And I tell that to my wife all the time. I'm like, man, she thinks like all the time I'm working. It's not really that I'm working. I got to do the research before I even get to come out and tell you guys about something. So let's look for Ruby on Rails. Okay, just want to show you this before we continue talking about Ruby on Rails. Let's go to frameworks. So in the whole web, you know, number one is PHP. That's how many websites is out there. 17% of the whole web is in PHP. If we come here in the entire internet, 17%, well, 19% is done in PHP, 8% is done in .NET, and about 0.97% is done in Ruby on Rails in the whole web. Okay. Now, when you start breaking it down, you say, okay, what are the top 10,000 websites? you start seeing it that it's still, no matter where you go, top 10,000, top 100,000, top 1 million, Ruby on Rails is always going to be there, number three, no matter what. And you probably think like, oh, number three is it's not that good. It's like, everybody just cares about number one and maybe number two. So it's like, who cares about number three? Well, the reality of it is like even number three is like really good. Because even you can see number four is Node.js. Number five would be just regular Express. So it's like then you start moving on to other things, Java, Python, Django. You know what I mean? But like from what I told you guys, from the research that I've done, I've looked at big cities, smaller cities. Right now, probably till like a year or two, there's gonna be a huge opening where people need developers that know Ruby on Rails, and there's not that many people because most of the people are jumping into ships of like, okay, I'm gonna jump into Node.js or I'm gonna jump into Java if they're doing software engineering, or they might just jump into Python, right? Or they might just say, hey, I'm just gonna jump to .NET. If I want to work in a corporate company, they might just want to learn .NET. But all the startups, and not only all the startups, but a lot of the companies that have been around for the past 10 years, they most likely have built their websites in Ruby on Rails. Okay, there's a lot of legacy code out there that needs developers to come in and fill in the job. Yeah, you might say, "Oh man, I want to work in a startup from scratch and the latest thing that's out there." But when it comes to this career, it's not about that. What it is about, it's about you getting that first job, getting that first experience, right? If you're finding yourself in a situation where you're like, oh man, I'm competing with too many people for Node.js jobs. I'm competing with too many people for Java jobs. I'm competing with too many people for .NET jobs, right? Ruby on Rails is like it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like a tool that you have on you on clutch. Whenever you say, hey man, I can't find a job in none of these places at all, it's like Ruby on Rails is guaranteed you're gonna find a job. All right. And not only that, that every single company out there, if you say, hey, I know Ruby on Rails, I have built multiple applications in Ruby on Rails, that means you really know the web. Okay. Because Ruby on Rails goes into every single part of building web applications, websites, APIs. So once you know that, you pretty much can pick up any of the other frameworks that's out there like this. Because, like I told you, they just copy from Ruby on Rails. You could look it up. Every single framework out there copies from Ruby on Rails. Even Laravel. Laravel is blatantly just like a straight up copy of Ruby on Rails. It's just think of Ruby on Rails but translate it to PHP. You know, Adonis JS is translated into JavaScript for Node.js. So it's like all the frameworks that's out there. Django, Jesus Christ, Django, Django. You can't even say this out there, but Django is like, oh my god, they've copied so much from Ruby on Rails. It's not even funny. Like I'm telling you guys, Ruby on Rails is like the gold standard. I don't even know what more to tell you guys. So listen. So for the past next 2 weeks, that's what I'm focusing on the website. I want to make you guys proficient and make you guys really, really good with Ruby on Rails. If you come with me on this journey to learn Ruby on Rails, trust me, you won't regret it. You know, stop listening to people out there. Stop listening to the internet. Most of these people, they basically tell you things out of their own favoritism. I don't come in here and tell you, hey, everybody knows Ruby and Ruby on Rails are my favorite languages. But in a whole year, I haven't really told you guys, hey, learn this, right? Because before, a lot of the places were looking for mid-level developers. A lot of those mid-levels and senior level developers are jumping ship to other programming languages, which means that's your opening, right? If I've been doing Ruby on Rails for 10 years, I don't want to continue doing Ruby on Rails for another 10 years. I want to jump into Golang. I want to jump to Elixir. I want to jump to other programming languages. Like that's just how it is. It's like the same thing as you. If you work in freaking Macy's, you don't want to be at Macy's for another 10 years. You get what I'm saying? It's just how it is. It's human nature. You want to jump to something else and try something else, right? But for you guys, junior developers, this is your opportunity. Get in the industry, come in, get those jobs, swoop in, you know what I mean? And get that money. Like, you know what I mean? So basically we're going over all the basics of Ruby on Rails, everything that you need to know. Currently, right now, we're up to uh, doing the views, and I'm gonna go deep into the views because you're gonna have to know a lot of stuff. Render the views. You need to know ERB, which is the templating language for Ruby. You need to know, all the things that you're gonna need to become a full stack developer, right? So then from there we're gonna jump into the models. Then from there we're gonna jump into databases, and after that, after we're finished with the whole MVC and how everything works with Ruby on Rails, we basically jumping into this project that I have here. So we're building a Craigslist. Okay. Now you might think, oh, Craigslist is just posting and that's it. No, Craigslist has a lot of stuff that you don't see behind the scenes, right? Craigslist, you might look at the website and be like, oh, it's so simple. It's just text and some images. Yes, but there's so many other things behind the scenes, like dealing with databases, creating categories, creating tags, creating a proper way to filter those listings. So all of those things we're going to be building in this Craigslist app. Okay. Now, as you can see, we're gonna go into creating the sections of the listings, creating the details. Like once you click on the image or you click on the title, you're gonna be able to come in and see the full detail of the listing itself. I might not do all of the different categories because it's gonna be kind of ridiculous, but we're gonna do at least two or three categories. We're gonna do probably something to sell. We're gonna put in the job section. We're gonna put in personal connection, which is stuff that people use. You know what I mean? So if you go to Craigslist, let's say Craigslist. Let me open this up incognito. Let me see. Um, see if I can open this up. Where is a new tab? Okay. Craigslist.com. Okay, so you see New Haven, Connecticut. Okay, and as you can see, there's a whole bunch of different categories. You got jobs, you got housing, you got community, personals, discussion forums, services, gigs, resumes. So we're gonna do jobs, right? And we're gonna create one category inside of the it's basically it's gonna be like one category and then it's gonna have subcategories. So it's gonna have jobs, and then jobs is related to let's say web and writing and TV and film, and then we're gonna have one that's gonna be for sale, and we're gonna have strictly platonic personals, or like community. We could do community because it's like personals is a little bit creepy. It's like, hey man seeking man, woman seeking woman. Like I don't know if we want to go go into that world. So but yeah, so we probably do community for sale, and we do jobs. Okay, so basically three different categories that we're gonna build for this application. And it's gonna be pretty legit. It's not gonna be doing it the same way how Craigslist does it. We're gonna come in and actually upgrade Craigslist. So make it more modern. Everybody that has used Craigslist knows Craigslist has not changed their design, their website in God knows how long. It's been the same website since they released it. So we pretty much creating something that's gonna be legit, something that we could be like, oh, cool, there's a cool website, and you could have on your portfolio and be like, hey, this is Craigslist with upgrades, and you could show that with to your employer, or to any client that you might have, and it doesn't have to be named Craigslist. Like, you literally could change it to a Joe's List, whatever you want to change it to. Like, this is just a title. Like, we could change that title at any moment. So you can use this same application to put it for your portfolio, for to have something legit. This is where you know my skills come in when it comes to like building portfolios and making sure that you guys get jobs. It's like, I like to come in and give you things that you're gonna be able to use. You're gonna be able to show to somebody, and somebody's gonna be like, "Oh wow, you built this," and then you're gonna be able to explain to them all the things that you built inside of this. We're also gonna put in a admin section, so it's just gonna be full featured application. If you're looking to build your own web applications, if you're looking to become a full stack developer, like, this course is gonna be perfect for you. So for the next 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, this is the main focus, because it's gonna be such a huge course. Like, I'll be honest, this is gonna be a huge course, um, that is gonna take some time. So basically, for the next 2 to 3 weeks, this is what I'm working on, and I want you guys to take this journey with me. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to my website, and you want to get access to all of these courses and all of the files, guys, take advantage. I know a lot of you guys have been signed up with other companies. Yeah, already have courses with in Udemy that you still want to do and you still want to finish. But I'm telling you right now, like, you subscribe to my website, it's just gonna be an extra plus for your career. It's like the icing on the cake. All of the services out there and all of the courses that are out there, they teach you the basics. The way how I teach things and the way how I design the projects is really like building stuff that a client will come to you and tell you, hey, can you build this for me? Or you're working at a company, and a company might be like, hey, we need to start building this type of project. Like, all of the things that I do is like real life experience. It's not just like, hey, let's do a to do app just to do a to do app. You know what I mean? Like, this is more like legit. So I mean, I'm not telling you guys cancel whatever you're doing out there. It's just, this is a plus for your career. A lot of people have been taking advantage. I'm getting a lot of emails. People have been getting jobs just by doing the first, 7, 8 courses that are on my website, right? And they're not even going for the full stack. You know what I mean? Like, people come in, they learn the front end, they learn JavaScript, they learn the ES6, they learn React, they learn Hyper App, which is a basically, I would say, is like complementary to React. It's like they both go hand in hand. So those things is something that, as soon as you're done with those, you pretty much could come in and start getting a job like ASAP. It's like real projects. It's not like little BS projects that you came and showed to people. There's real things. You know what I mean? So, take advantage, come in, trust me, listen to me, hold my hand through this, right? Hold my hand. We're going to get through this thing. We're going to learn Ruby on Rails. We're going to build a solid application. I know a lot of you guys that have been hitting me up, man. I want to build this thing for my company. I want to build this application because I see a niche. I see a hole in the industry that nobody has done this. Guys, after learning Ruby on Rails and understanding how it works, you will realize that all the things that you can do in other languages and other frameworks, they take you literally like probably 5 times as long to do as compared to with Ruby and Rails. Like, you could come in with Ruby and Rails, a one person could be like a 20-man team, because it just has all the tools for you to come in and just do the work and just get the application done. You know what I mean? So take advantage. I'll see you guys on the website. Come check me out. CodingPhase.com. Later on today, we're going to do a live, web developer lunch break. Any questions you guys might have, let me know. Leave a question over here on the comments. I want to have this as a conversation. Are you interested on Ruby on Rails? Are you not interested? What are your questions? Do you hear people, oh, Ruby on Rails is dead? I can pretty much show you all the details of like, hey, man, those are things that people choose to say, but like, oh, people come in and pretty much make up stuff, and it's not even a like it's so crazy. Like people come in and just be like, "Hey, man, Ruby on Rails is whack," and that's it. And then just people keep on repeating and repeating, and it's like, "Yo, you're bugging." Like there's so many jobs. Everybody else copies from Ruby on Rails. If Ruby on Rails was bad and Ruby, the language itself, was bad, people wouldn't be copying it. You get what I'm saying? Like there wouldn't be a reason why other languages are copying what Ruby and Ruby on Rails do. You know what I mean? So don't listen to the internet. Send me questions. I'll answer all of them. When you send me an email, I'll also answer 90% of them. Sometimes I don't answer some of them because it seems like people want me to do their work. Guys, I'm busy. Like if you got a question, I can answer your question. If you want me to answer something, I'll do it. But if you want me to come in and start doing like your homework, I see people hit me up for like, hey man, I got this thing, I got this test that I gotta do. Can you help me out to build it? It's like, bro, like that's a test for you. You know what I mean? Like I can't help you out on that. Um, I've seen people is like, hey man, I got this project that I want to hand in to my professor in college, and it's like, can you help me out with this, bro? Do you think I really have time to be be coming in here and doing your homework? Like I can't do it. You get what I'm saying? So if you got questions, send it to me. You got questions about Ruby on Rails, leave it right here in the comments. And later on, around, I don't know, right now it's 1 p.m., maybe like at 3 p.m., 4 p.m., we're going to do a web developers lunch break. That's when I take my little lunch break and I come in and we answer some questions and we hang out. All right. I'll see you guys later. It's your boy Joe back at it again. CodingPhase.com. Your boy's back.